This is going to be a very simple tutorial on the base of polymodelling. You already saw the views before. What we are going to do is start adding some transparency to these planes. For that, I'm going to open my materials, and in the refraction I'm going to change the black for a gray to have some transparency. So now I'm going to start blocking my base geometry. So I go to Create Geometry Box. And I want to have 3 segments, so that then I don't have to add extra edges in this case, because it's a very basic box. So now I want to make sure that they are aligned. I do it with a 2.5 snap. And now I'm going to more or less give the same dimensions, but afterwards I'm going to change the vertices, so it doesn't have to be exactly how I see it on the side view. Now I go over cylinder to create the top hat. Let's call it hat. And again with a snap, I put it in the middle of the box. Now another box to create the bottom box. Move it up, again with a snap. And now the last cylinder, which is a wheel, I do with a snap 2.5 to make sure it's in the middle of the box. And I move it again with a snap 2.5 to the middle of the box in the front view. And finally I can align them all together in the x-axis to center. Now I'm going to create the hands with just a sphere, and then deform it with a freeform modifier. And now I'm going to create the arms with a line and use a sweep modifier to give the thickness of a rope. And with a cylinder section. Now I'll adjust the points of the line a little bit. Now I'm going to move the spline to the middle and actually align the whole thing. So the spline and the hand to the box. So I'm just making sure that everything is properly aligned. But then of course now it doesn't follow the sketch, and now I'm going to mirror the original hand, adjust it a little bit again. And align everything in the front view. And now the next step would be to start adding edges and turbo smooth modifier to have my softened edges. So I start with the main box, and since I already had my edges, I just need to select the loop and move them. So more or less. Now let's go for the second box, and this one I want to first deform it the way I want, so I make into editable poly, select my, oh, I actually had 3 segments, again editable poly, and now I can add the edges. Now I'm going to do it with a ribbon, with the sweep loop. And I want the one in the back to be really close so that it's almost flat and really sharp. Add my turbo smooth, and I forgot the edges on the front face, so I'm adding them now, and this is much better. I'm going to arrange these ones better. I actually forgot to edit the ones on the side. Now I'm going to go over the cylinder, and it has 5 segments. I'm going to add the turbo smooth and make it into 3 segments. Then I have an edit poly, and I'm going to move that loop up, and the top face insert it in to have an extra edge. Now my turbo smooth again, edit again the bottom edge to make it a little bit more flat. And my top face is a bit smaller, and that should be it. Now I'm going to edit my arm, put it in 0.4 to fit a rope. Okay, now my bottom box, put all the segments to 1 so that I can edit the corner vertex first, and I add an edit poly. And now I'm going to add my edges with sweep loop. On the front. And I'm going to adjust it with the edge constraint so that it doesn't move. Add my turbo smooth, and that should be it. I actually think I'm going to add another edge because I don't like that curve, and there it goes. Now I'm going to edit the wheel. So again, 3 segments. Add the edit poly. Insert the bottom or the both sides of the cylinder. Now add my turbo smooth. That's okay. Now I'm going to add the eyes to this box. For that I'm going to copy this plane and make it a little bit transparent so I can see a bit better. Okay. I'm going to add an extra edit poly so that I don't alter the original. I have it a little bit more parametric. Now I'm going to add the edges with the sweep loop in the center. No, better not. I'm going to do it exactly where each eye is. And now I'm going to edit the vertices. And extrude the eyes inside first, just one small step to have a closer edge, and then another one. What I do with bevel. Yeah, that seems alright. Now I erase this plane, hide them all. And now I could also adjust so that so the wheel actually fits properly. The first thing I have to do is move the wheel up so that the axis of the wheel is inside the box. The thing I have to do is add edges to this box to create the hole. So I'm going to do it with a sweep loop. And now take this face and extrude it in. First a small step. So let's finish extruding until we have the end correctly. Now let's add other edges to the inside of the hole so that I have a nice deformation. This is of course because I know I'm not going to modify this mesh again, so I can already add so many edges. And I still have a small deformation because I didn't add edges to the outside. So I can 1 and 2. And now it should look alright. Yes, it does. And hide everything, hide my planes, and it's pretty okay.